What up, YouTube? It's your boy Banks, and we back in the building. You feel me? It's True Talks, cause True Talks. All right, let's get straight right into it. So you already know. Today we're gonna talk about what a lot of people is talking about. Obviously, there's no basketball for the until Thursday for the last couple of days and until Thursday. So we're gonna talk about some stuff. So we're gonna talk about definitely, the All-Star format. That's what everybody's talking about. You had a lot of people that were like, no, I don't agree with it. This format, why they always changing things, yada 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 yada. And I've been said from time, this is gonna be elite, because if you actually play basketball and the most intense games, the most games where people are playing the most defense and it goes on forever, is if you go to a pickup and it's intense and elite niggas are there at the pickup and you're doing monos and you're basically playing and it's just intense and the game goes to 7, goes to 11, whatever it is. There's no damn clock. That's even worse because there's no shot clock, man. It's 'cause you just hold the ball. But it having shot clock actually makes it better, and having refs and all that type of stuff makes it go quicker than what it actually would be. You see how it took long there? Imagine there was no refs. You know what I'm saying? And imagine there was no free throws. You just check back. Oh my goodness, it's even way longer. But that type of intensity is like, and it's even more. It's intense OD when man start the game 0-0. This one, the way the format was perfect. I know a lot of people, even like Skip Bayless, and a lot of people are saying, oh, you know what? I don't think it was the format. They're gonna play hard regardless in the clutch, whatever, and all that type of stuff. If it's close, whatever. Yes, but that's only 2 minutes. This situation, it creates a format where, so if you don't understand the format by now, which you should, but anyways, I'll explain it real quick. The format is basically each quarter is its own individual game. So you basically have 4 mini games in one game. So it's like a series in one. So at the end of the day, this is how it works. You have the first quarter, you play, you win. If whoever wins that quarter wins 100,000 for the charity of their choice, for whatever team Lebron or team Giannis, or moving forward, the two captains have chose. You get what I'm saying? So 100,000 for the team that wins the first quarter, 200,000 for the team that wins the second quarter. Another 100,000 for the team that wins the second quarter, and another 100,000 for the team that wins the third quarter. So if it's 3-0, it's 300,000. If it's 2-1, 200,000, 100,000. You know what I'm saying? And like you've seen on the All-Star game, it could be 100,000, 100,000. The next one, if you tie in any quarter, it gets carried over to the next quarter. It keeps getting carried over. So if you tie in all 3 quarters, then the last quarter is worth the 300,000 plus the 200,000. Because the last quarter is 200,000. So that's what, the math. That's 500,000. You get what I'm saying? So that's basically what's going on. 100,000 for the first 3 quarters, 200,000 for the last quarter. Okay? So obviously, if you win the first 3 quarters, then that's how that divvies up. But then when it comes to the situation with, so when it comes to the last quarter, right? The last quarter is the cumulative amount of points for each team is added up. You know what I'm saying? So you see how you have each quarter, you have 20, then 20, then 20. You add it up. At the end of 3 quarters, it was 60. You know what I'm saying? Versus the next team, you add up all his amount of points. You know what I'm saying? So if you have 60 and the other team has 50, they're up by 10 at the end of the third quarter, starting the fourth quarter. Now you add 24 points to that total. You know what I'm saying? So the team with the most amount of points. So like I said, if the one team is 20, 20, 20, and one team is 20, 20, 10, you know what I'm saying? Then you have 60 and you have 50. You know what I'm saying? 60 for the first team, 50 for the second team at the end of 3 quarters. Now in the fourth quarter, before the quarter starts, they take the highest one. So 60, 50 was higher, 60. Now you add 24 to that 60. That's 84. So now the target score is going to be 84 for all teams. So it's still 60 to 50. Now we have to get to 84. So what that creates now for the fourth quarter, so you take away the clock, you take away all of that shit, and it's just literally getting to that 84 point mark. So the first team to get to that wins the game. So what that creates now is automatically, that's what people don't understand. I don't know why people are kind of confused, but they don't understand that it's not like, so, okay, let me explain it like this. When you have a time clock fourth quarter, you're kind of just playing, and your intensity only rises when you realize, okay, there's only 5 minutes left. Let's try now. There's only this. Let's try now. They're playing according to how the clock goes. They don't play hell, even though they might play, especially if you have bench mans, you might play more, especially it's All-Star game. If obviously in the fourth quarter in the real game, you have bench mans who's like, they know they're coming out the game because it's rotation. So they know they're coming out the game at 8 minutes left. So I'm playing I'm playing for this last 4 minute stretch. I'm playing tight. I'm playing hard to get our team back in the game. So you know what I mean? All that type of little things that add up. But in All-Star game, Still, there is rotations too, but it's still an all-star game. It's other stars you're playing against. So it's still lollygagging until the last like 5 minutes. Then a team is losing by 10 shit. We need to come back. Let's try and win this game. The instincts kick in. So that's kind of like a whole 3 quarters and a half or 3 quarters and 3 quarters, until the game gets serious. But this one from the beginning of the fourth, not even the beginning of the fourth, if you were watching, the end of the third was actually, the mans were calling timeouts like it was the fourth quarter to get the last shot to win that quarter. So it was literally like a fourth quarter to third quarter. And the fact that the third quarter was that intense shows you it was the format. It had nothing to do with, just because it's cold, because it was literally the format. The format forced, competition. The fact that mans are calling timeouts and fouling and doing shit like that, and trying to advance the ball and doing plays like it's the fourth quarter, already just shows you that the format is creating this type of thing, because we never seen that before ever. You get what I'm saying? So when you look at that from that perspective, now you understand the fourth quarter. Okay, geez, the money carried over. We gotta win this. OD. So it's basically 0-0 from that point. You know what I'm saying? And then what happens is, not only that, people don't understand that when you have the accumulative score and then everybody has to get to that set target and 24 points plus. So if I'm like in this situation I explained, I have 60 points, you have 50 points, you add 24 to my points because it's 60 is the highest, 60 is higher than 50, 84 is the target score. I only have to get 24 points. You have to get more than that. You know what I'm saying? You have to get 34 points. You know what I'm saying? So because you have to get 34, I have to get 24. You have to not just win the quarter or win the quarter by 1, or you have to win. You're basically at a deficit. You have to win by more than me. So in order to win by more than me, it's not like there's a clock and it's going to be or whatever. You have to lock up because you have to stop them from getting to that quicker. You know what I'm saying? As opposed to just letting it play out. We just play lollygag, and then when it's 5 minutes, then now we do that intensity from the first quarter. Because if the game won't go that long, if they just score 24 points quickly played on defense, the game's over. So you have to stop them from scoring so you could score, you know what I'm saying, at a high level. There's no clock that's forcing this. And that's what creates the intensity. That's what creates people battling out and trying from the jump, because they know we have to stop you. So now that's why you've seen the intense defense, intense all of that stuff. That literally was isolated from it just coincidence. It wasn't coincidence. The format created this. That's what people don't understand. If you don't really play, it's going to be hard for you to understand why this thing will make such a difference, but it makes such a difference. Just the mentality wise, you don't know you don't know if every time he shoots, it's a bucket. You want to limit them from scoring the most, so it makes your chance being easier to get to that target score. Because if you let them score and then you score, it's 2. Just like, 2, 4. And you up to that 24 mark, and it's easier. You know what I'm saying? It's like you want to stop them. It's peace of mind. I have to stop them. I got to contest every shot. If I don't see that bucket go in, it cancels their points and I get mine. So both teams are thinking like that. So it's odd. That's why the defense was so intense that you've never seen before. That's what created that intensity of defense. Is because they had to. They had to. If they don't, win. And that's something that a clock does not create. You have to have the wherewithal or have the ability or have the care to play that type of defense with the clock running. You can pick and choose with when the clock is running. That's why you have people resting and lollygag you. Like there's a lot of if you play, then especially you play to the clock. You're always looking at the clock. Okay, I have this balance. You kind of gauge stuff. When there's no clock, there's no excuse now. That's what that created. There's no excuse. There's no, let me look at the clock. Oh, you know what? I have 5 minutes. I have this. People play mind games and doing calculations in their mind all the time on the court. I have 5 minutes of, okay, if I get 2 points a quarter, this is, you know what I mean? All that kind of calculations what mans is doing. Subconsciously, whether they know it or they don't, they're always looking at the clock to see. Once they see 2 minutes, once they see a certain mark and a certain point on the score, it's like, okay, that Melbourne mentality or that the try factor comes in now. You know what I'm saying? It's all you're playing to the clock, so it's different. Not only that, at the end of it, it's supposed to force a game winner. Now, this was the worst situation where they actually got fouled and one free throw could lead to that. But the context and the concept is a bucket is what makes you win. So whether it's a game winner from a free throw or a game winner from a jump shot, a bucket is what won. The game stops once this ball goes in. That's what also now creates an intense feeling as well too, and it creates an intense ending because you're stopping me from getting that bucket. Once there's no clock, no buzzer, whatever, and this is we go home or whatever. No, this bucket is what gets the win. So you literally have to stop me from scoring. You stop me from scoring is the game. Like, that's what's crazy. And as much as it is basketball and that's what it is, you don't have to necessarily stop me from scoring. You can just inbound quick and score more than I can. You can do Houston Rockets shit. You know what I'm saying? But now you can't, because you get to that target score quicker than me. It's game done. So you literally have to stop them from scoring. So that's what is elite. That's why this format is elite. So that's what creates. It's actually the format. Now, the only thing that I'll say, like I heard Steven Jackson say it, and is actually to once you're in range of the target score. So what I mean in range, which means you're one possession away from the target score. So whether it's you're 3 points, 2 points, or 1 point away, right? So you could get it off a 1 point free throw, right? Or you could get it off of a 2 point or a layup or a jump shot, or you can get off a 3. So like, for instance, the target score yesterday was 157. Once the team had 154, they can't, and they're ineligible from getting to the free throw line. So yes, you could foul them, but once you foul them, it's a check up and restart or inbound. You know what I'm saying? That's what it should be, and you just keep restarting. And obviously, people are like, "Oh, then you could just keep fouling." But no, you can't just keep fouling, because that adds to his fouls. You're still counting fouls. You're still doing that. The guy can still get fouled out, and you have to sub someone else in. So you just don't want to foul. You know what I'm saying? But at the end of the day, it prevents just an easy bucket. You know what I'm saying? It prevents a bailout type of ending, which is just a free throw. You know what I'm saying? You still get rewarded by, you get that chance again. Now I know there's going to be people who are just situation, you go for a lip, I'm tackling you. You know what I'm saying? It's going to create some hard fouls, because it's like, bruh, and that's why you're going to see guys like Harden not go up when they have the floater, because it's like, this guy's coming to foul me, he's coming to tackle me or clothesline me or whatever. But I rather that. You have to earn your bucket. If we want a game winner, let's have a true game winner. You know what I'm saying? That's literally like the big three. That's literally what it is. The bucket wins, and that's why it creates an epic ending. You know what I'm saying? Like the big three league. So that's something that's similar. So I thank Chris Paul for, giving this format, having the IQ, because that's what I do. You know what I mean? To actually, that man, and he showed people that, all-star Chris Paul shouldn't be. But anyways, just having the IQ to actually, to bring this to Adam Silver. And then not only that, I also thank Adam Silver, because not every commissioner, a change like this suddenly would actually be like, be okay with it, or actually willing to do it. Like, he's been literally changing and adapting with the times and making everything better year after year after year. Subtle changes, big changes, whatever it is. He listens to the players. He's a players commissioner, man. Listens to the players and actually like what's going to better the game and actually improves it. And you can only do that with an elite boss. You get what I'm saying? So that's basically what he's doing. And I want to, put my shout outs to him as well, because without him, obviously this wouldn't have happened. Without Chris Paul, wouldn't have happened. And they have to work together. You know what I'm saying? It couldn't be just one. But at the end of the day, it always comes down to his decision regardless. So you get what I'm saying? So at the end of the day, it's just something that this format is I hope it's, imagine this format with a KD, a Kyrie, a Clay, a Steph, a Paul George, and so it's even more balanced. So you're not seeing no Pascal Den and Kyle Lowry and all that type of stuff. You're seeing like a KD or whatever. Now that's also, I know Giannis has been picking bad teams, but I also would like to see it go back to East-West. You know what I'm saying? That's just me. I like to see it go back to East-West, because it's even though it's technically kind of was East-West even in the end lineup, but I still would I don't know. I just feel like the whole roster, even though the East is weaker or whatever the case is, I don't know. I just feel like the competition will even go higher if it was East-West. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. It's hard to explain, but you never know. Maybe someone else moving forward will pick a better team or whatever. We never know. So the format's not too bad, but at the end of the day, regardless of if you pick the team or whatever, this format is going to create an epic game regardless. You know what I'm saying? And imagine if a team is down by like 40 or down by 30 or 20. You know what I'm saying? Down by 20 and the target scores 24, and I have to score 44 points before your 24 points. You're going to see that team play the most elite defense you've ever seen. Like even more elite than this one, because they can't, like, they're at so much of a deficit, it's going to be reckless. You know what I'm saying? So like that would even, like, no matter how you slice it, mans are gonna play intense. No matter which way you cut it. If it's a tie game of 24 points, it's gonna be intense. If it's not a tie game of 15, 10 point, 9 point, like it was yesterday, like it was on on Sunday, whatever, it's gonna be a tight game regardless, or it's gonna be an intense game regardless, because again, there's no clock. I just have to stop you. That's the only way I get the ball. You stop. I don't want to get the ball from it being a swish. I want to get the ball from it being my rebound. That's kind of the logic. That's kind of the IQ that these players are thinking about. Because if I get it from a switch and I'm inbounding, that's 2 points and you're closer to the goal. But if I get it from a rebound, you know what? It's just me. Now I go up. Now I go up on the score. You know what I'm saying? That's kind of the logic and the IQ. And that's only this format can create that. The only question is moving forward is if did they only try because it was Kobe? You know what I'm saying? But at the end of the fact that it's a Kobe Bryant MVP award is going to force somebody to try extra because they want it. It's just, it's just some type of, just some type of, achievement in itself, because all these players obviously already know us. A lot of us is just, Kobe was the MJ of our era, you know what I'm saying? So a lot of these guys are in the league now. So when you get something that just says Kobe Bryant MVP award, and you know the history of it and you know how it came about because he's gone and all the type of stuff, it's just like, it's a different type of nostalgia, a different type of try hard. It's a different type of, it looks different than the other trophies. Even though it looks the same, it just looks different when you just see his name there. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, that if that's the case, that actually might be a benefit. And it's Adam Silver again, being proactive with the league, because now it's gonna, even though people are looking like, oh, it's just Kobe because it's just this year it's fresh, but if you see his name as the Kobe Bryant MVP award every single year, it's gonna create at least one player individually to consistently every time try hella hard, because his name is always there moving forward. So that's the only thing. We just got to see if the intensity is it actually to the format, or is it to Kobe Bryant. I think it's to the format, because even if it's to Kobe Bryant, they're not playing that. They're not, the way the third quarter ended, where they're calling timeout, trying to get a bucket, so it's not a tie. That's not because of Kobe Bryant. That's because of the format. You know what I'm saying? And you can see that that's isolated. You could just see that isolated and separated itself. So that already, and then the fact that they started the fourth quarter just like that with a bang, the same way they ended the third, that just tells me everything. That tells me it's not because of Kobe Bryant. You know what I'm saying? That's actually because of the format. So hands off to the format, to Chris Paul, Adam Silver, the NBA, all of them, and all the players involved that actually tried, because like Westbrook went up, Pants could have got injured. They didn't care about that shit. And that's what I like to see, because at the end of the day, you can get injured every game. When you play, especially for the fans, go to work, man. Show me something. You know what I'm saying? That's what I like to see, man. Anyways, it's True Talks, because True Talks. Share, like, and subscribe. You already know. Tell a friend to tell a friend to tell a friend. Like I said, it's the All-Star format. We got some videos coming moving forward. After this push, after this All-Star break, man, it should be juicy. Especially this All-Star game kind of, I feel like it gave a jolt to the season. You know what I'm saying? Anyways, you already know. We out here. There's no doubt here. There's no drought here. Tell a friend to tell a friend to tell a friend. And I'm out, man.